What I was saying is, when you know who you are, then you know what you can take and what you cannot take. So what you cannot take now becomes your boundary. The moment you see that trait in someone, you know that I can't do this.
It's a bad idea.
There are some traits that I generally believe everyone should have as a boundary. Every single person.
Male, female, and hermaphrodite. So everyone.
GBSS, those people. The first general trait I think everyone should have as a boundary is an angry spouse.
Died. I just remembered when my grandpa died. We're very young, so the cousins, all of us, we're all scared. You know, the burial, that whole thing as young people. So we slept in one room, and then we had this cousin that he snored like it was a whole truck. Right? He said, "Where did he sleep?" Oh my God.
So someone is saying I'm not nice, so Big Alon is Ty, you are not nice. Is it a car? She didn't. I just had a voice note. It just. I was asking, what is this? Who is it? I listened to it. I was like, what is this? And then I asked, is it a car? Is it what, a hose?
You say yes. Is it? I'm done. That's it. This is. Look, we don't have time. Let's move on to issues that are matters arising. Okay. So today, yes. Let's go to the topic of today for a second. We've talked about, knowing yourself and being true to yourself. We've talked about boundaries and the importance of the boundaries. We've been elaborated on the sorts of boundaries and why they are all important.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Boundaries, as we discussed last week, are after knowing who you are. Maybe let me say I am an emotional person now. I know that words hurt me. So I know as a person that I'm emotional, words hurt me, I would now, after knowing that, will not go and settle with someone who is abusive, because that means I will be hurt almost every other day. So those are the boundaries, you just know that this person is abusive, I can't deal because I am emotional, I will be hit. So that is what boundaries are. Boundaries are meant to protect you. You understand what I'm saying? They are meant to protect you, meant to protect your space, to protect your heart, to protect yourself, your soul,
your mind,
your mind, to make sure you understand. You can't be. I have a brother who likes food, and then he dates a woman that can't cook. So he would tell you from experience that, listen, she must first know how to cook. That's really important.
But we can get a maid to do that.
Yeah, a very sexy maid. So what I was saying is, when you know who you are, then you know what you can take and what you cannot take. So what you cannot take now becomes your boundary. The moment you see that trait in someone, you know that I can't do this.
It's a bad idea.
There are some traits that I generally believe everyone should have as a boundary. Every single person.
Male, female, and hermaphrodite. So everyone.
GBSS, what those people. The first general trait I think everyone should have as a boundary is an angry spouse. The angry one, the hot-tempered one, the quick-tempered one, whatever temper you want to call it. You need to avoid hot-tempered people, because this is not a friendship. This is a relationship. This is heading towards marriage. The shortest cut to domestic violence is marrying or getting yourself in a union with a hot-tempered person. Those that are flagrant with words, abusive, they have little self-control in expression of emotions, especially maybe whenever they are. You need to have it as a general boundary. Not that someone that maybe today just got angry because something happened. That's not what we are talking about. Maybe the occasional anger. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who, as a characteristic, as a personality trait, they are hot-tempered. You understand what I'm saying? You need to avoid those people. They are not people for a peaceful, happy ever after.
So, sorry, you just said not those people who are angry sometimes, once in a while. It'd be nice to, can we put a number or a period or
No,
how do we know?
You need to be careful what you say, because now maybe someone bashes my car and I'm angry about it, and they say, that's the anger Barrister Olumide is talking about. He's an angry person, and that is not the anger we are talking about. Something happens that triggers, someone bashes my car, I won't be laughing. Of course I'll be upset. So we're not talking of those angers caused by issues like someone pushes you, someone misplaces your money, not all that. We're talking of hot-tempered people. Do you understand? Those are people that you need to avoid. I think, is it Proverbs 22 talks about, do not associate with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go. Even the Bible recognizes that associating, not to talk of marrying people are generally hot, is a very bad idea.
So I hear you, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking there is the man that is quick-tempered and angry and what have you, but then there is that one that is angry once in the twilight, right?
Yeah.
But then the anger can be, that one's anger is the tornado in real life. So how do I decipher? You understand? Exactly. You understand? So a volcanic eruption waiting to happen. So how do I know? How do I know which one is the one to flee from?
The issue with anger is self-control. You have people that whenever they are angry, it is open season. Whether it happens once a blue moon, what is the extent of the anger? When it happens that blue moon, can it hurt me? If you remember, during the show, I dedicated one time to those that we lost to domestic violence and abuse.
Violence, yes.
I kept reading names and reading names. I did it in Inspiration FM, and I did it also Nigeria Info. It got me time that when I looked at the OAP beside me while I was explaining, I mentioned this one's name, mentioned that, I looked at her and I saw that her eyes were already welling up with tears. I had to stop.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? It's very touching when you see deaths that could have been avoided. They knew. There was one that told me, well, I know he's hot-tempered, but we're praying about it. The marriage lasted 1 year, 3 months, and she left the marriage with only able to see in one eye. He punched her in the eye one time and I think blew up an artery. So blood just went over anyway, she lost that eye. She had known that this guy, you know, while he's angry, he'll be breaking stuff and all that. One day he would break you.
True. For the benefit of someone who's just joining us for the first time, Barrister Olumide Omosebi has the Gnosis Help Initiative, and he's been able to help male and female victims and survivors of abuse. So this thing he's talking about, he did it on Inspiration FM indeed, on one Saturday. He dedicated that show to everyone who has been lost from issues of abuse that could have been avoided. Can you call the number of people that you have, you know, single-handedly dealt with that have lost their lives since you started the initiative?
Okay, as a lawyer, like probably 18 years ago, the Gnosis Help Initiative became an entity like 3 years ago. I didn't register as an NGO then, but I was doing all that. So like this year, cases that some I was involved, some I was referred to by those because we are like 4 or 5 NGOs that we usually toss these issues. This year, we lost 37. 37.
This year alone.
That was between January and April.
Last year.
Last year was like 102.
People, we're doing this conversation, even though we play and all, this conversation is so vital to it's so important that we have it, because I'm a single lady, he's a married man, right? There are many people who are single or married that are going through something in their marriages. And if we don't fix it, we'll continue to lose people. And sometimes it's not just losing the life. Some people are in vegetative states. Some people's mental capacity has been demoralized to nothing. Some people are a ghost of themselves. And this is why we thought that this conversation was important. So at some point in time, if you're just joining us, at some point in time, we'll give you a chance to ask questions in line with our conversation today. And we'll take the responses to the questions. I know that we're halfway through the conversation. Let's see how this one goes today. So angry people, we should avoid angry people. Absolutely.
You should avoid. That's number one. It should be a deal breaker. Once you see this person is hot-tempered, it's a deal breaker. You should have it as a boundary. Before you go and date, say yes to somebody, just know that, Oga, I cannot deal with a hot-tempered person. So if you are hot-tempered, I'm sorry. You might not even announce it, but it's a silent code. The moment you see it, because at times if you tell the person beforehand, the person might now start pretending.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to know him, know the friends he hangs out with, you know about him from the school he goes, the moment you find out, please, it's
in the small thing.
It's over. It's over. The second one I would tell you to avoid. Please avoid a jealous spouse, a jealous person, male or female.
Let's talk about jealousy.
I see your looking around. Jealousy is very, very powerful. Next to anger, people kill over jealousy. Remember the PDP chairman, Marian Sonda. She killed her husband because of jealousy. A phone call. I mentioned a lot of people the other time over the radio. The first was angry people like Mr. Akpan, who chopped his wife into pieces and put her body in a sack, 2 sacks, and was with a wheelbarrow going to dispose of it when one of the sacks opened up and, you know, a head rolled out. That was how he was caught. That was, Mr. Akpan was reputedly known for a hot temper. Now, the second is jealousy. More people, more crimes of passion. Now, when they say crimes of passion, it means spousal deaths. That is between...
Oh, jealousy from one situation to the other. There is small jealousy. I mean, some will say that there is jealousy that is healthy. Is there such a thing as healthy jealousy?
Let us talk about jealousy a little. The word jealousy has its origin from a word gelus, which is Latin, meaning possessive and suspicious. So, jealousy basically are feelings of insecurity over your space in someone's life. You can't help the feeling of being replaced. You can't handle the feeling of him or her liking somebody else. So everyone is a threat. The neighbor is a threat. The phone call, maybe he's chatting with somebody. It is full of suspicion. You want to go out? Where are you going out? Dressed like that. Who is this? Who is that? That when they see you, the first thing, they take your phone, check your text messages, check your images, check your videos, check your WhatsApp. Who is, you know, it is, some believe it's a mental disorder because it is not exactly normal. Some have asked me, is it, are people born like that? People are not born jealous. It is an acquired taste. It comes from the environment you grew up in. Someone who has a jealous father or a jealous mother or jealous friends would acquire jealousy. Because what you hear, the process you see every day is okay, let me give you examples. You have 4 friends and you all did jam together and you got admission. Maybe 2 of you got admission, the other 2 didn't really get admission, and when you guys meet again during the halls, you are talking, and someone says, yeah, is it because you are now in the university? That's why you are talking. You won't hear a word. You could see that there's a borderline envy that, you know, at the success of this person. Jealousy, jealous people are, I've seen people argue. There was a lady that said, why is it that you're always passing whenever my husband or my boyfriend is around? I mean, it is in a house, it's in a hostel. So everybody passes the balcony, but because she's pretty, the lady passing, she's very pretty. So each time the boyfriend comes and that one is passing, she's like, in her mind, you would know there's an insecurity that if the boyfriend sees this one now, could leave me. So she confronts the girl, stop passing when my boyfriend is around. And that one looks at her and says, I shouldn't walk because your boyfriend is around. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. But is there, that's why, yes, go ahead.
Please go on.
No, is there, that's why I asked, is there such a thing as healthy jealousy or healthy dose of jealousy? Some would say, even the Bible says, our God is a jealous God.
The most infamous argument. Now, let me explain the jealousy of God and the jealousy of man. The jealousy of God is the jealousy of a manufacturer to the product. For example, if Mercedes-Benz manufactures an engine, then in the market, Toyota now comes to claim credit for the engine Mercedes-Benz manufactured. You know, Mercedes-Benz would take them to court. They would sue them for every last dime because it is a manufacturer's jealousy over his product. But then jealousy of man to man is different. You are neither manufacturer, not even a facilitator. You are product to product. Imagine Toyota Camry angry at Honda Accord. What does that have to do with, I mean, where does that, you have an engine, I have an engine. You have 4 wheels, I have 4 wheels. You know, we are both products. So how can you compare a manufacturer's jealousy over his product to 2 other products?